We got to get back to doing what's expected of us as free citizens in this democracy. That means being tolerant, being respectful, staying informed, and being engaged. I'm former Congressman Joe Walsh. Follow me here and join the millions of Americans who are renewing their social contract with each other. The social contract, it's on us. Hey, let me say at the outset, and a good Friday to everybody. TikTok, hello, TikTok. Let me say at the outset, let me issue a bit of a warning. This may be a really boring show today, this Friday. If you want to check out or turn me off or go do something else for the next 20 minutes, feel free. This may not be the most exciting Joe Walsh show you've ever heard. By the way, I promise next week, now that we're done with this election, next week, the social contract with Joe Walsh will get back to once a week, long form conversations with people I disagree with. We'll get back to that next week. But for everybody else listening to me right now, I had a show planned today. I was going to talk about what the future now portends for this MAGA Republican Party, what the future portends for the Democratic Party, what the future looks like for people like me who are politically homeless and don't belong to either party. I had a show planned, all laid out. And then about 10, 15 minutes ago, I just said, no. I don't feel like it. And I said that because I'm really worried. I didn't sleep a lick last night. I probably look like shit. I am profoundly worried about this country. I'm worried for my country. And this isn't a partisan thing, MAGA. MAGA, Trump won big this week. This isn't a partisan worry. I worry about all aspects of America right now. I fear I come before you this Friday, November 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, is it? 2024. And I really fear for my country. Not because MAGA won, not because Trump won. Hear me out, guys. Hear me out. In no particular order. Half the country right now is in utter shock. Utter shock. Half the country right now, this country, our country, is despondent. The other half of the country, thumping their chest, baby, taking names, baby, getting ready to round people up, baby. If you were me for a day and you got the thousands of messages I get every day, since Tuesday's election, I've gotten thousands and thousands of messages from Trump supporters, MAGA folk who've all pretty much said, hey, see, Joe, you screwed up. You left us. You left the good side, man. Now you're going to pay the price. Do you regret it, Joe? You went to the dark side. You left Trump. You left MAGA, baby. Now we're coming after you. Now you're going to pay. Thousands of messages like that. I worry that the Republican Party, this Republican Party now controls everything. They control the White House. They control the Senate. They control the House. They control the Supreme Court. They've got the wealthiest person on the planet who controls the largest social media platform on their team. They've got no restrictions on them. I worry that they're going to overreach. I worry that they're going to do some really bad shit. I worry they're going to exact revenge. I got a Democratic Party right now that's just utterly clueless. A Democratic Party that still doesn't know what hit them. I put out messages every day on all of my platforms. Hey, Democrats, you got to do some soul searching right now. Democrats, you bear some responsibility for this. Hey, Democrats, you've become too freaking woke. You've become too arrogant. You've become too elitist. You've lost touch with working class folk. I've been screaming this for a while. And what are Democrats saying to me? Most Democrats, fuck you, Joe. Fuck you, Joe. Racism won on Tuesday. Misogyny won on Tuesday. And I'm thinking to myself, Democrats, if that's what you think, if that's your verdict on this race, that sexism, racism, bigotry, and misogyny are why Donald Trump won, if you believe that, good luck, man, ever winning another fucking election. That's where most Democrats are. I'm worried for this Republican Party. I'm worried for this Democratic Party. I'm worried for people, public people like me who oppose Donald Trump. I am worried. I don't know what Trump will do. He's unchained. He's a bad man. He's unchained. I don't know what he'll do. I worry about the media in this country. Isn't across the board, none of them are going to learn a lesson. They're going to preach to their own audiences, the Foxes and the MSNBCs, and this divide in this country is only going to grow. I worry about political violence on both sides. I worry about political violence on both sides, on all sides. I worry about the truth. The truth is gone. The truth is dead and buried. How do we live in a post-truth world? And we're not even really in AI yet. Russia fucked with this election. Russia made up and issued bomb threats to heavily Democratic precincts, voting places in battleground states. Russia did that, shutting down the voting in heavily Democratic areas in battleground states. Russia did that. There were 13, 14 bomb threats issued on election day that shut down, stopped the voting in Democratic precincts. Nobody talking about that? Nobody cares about the truth anymore? Elon Musk, the richest man on the planet, he's got every right to support Donald Trump. I don't care. Twitter is his thing. He can do whatever he wants with Twitter. But he spreads misinformation and disinformation. He's been doing it constantly. And people believe him. Tucker Carlson spreads bullshit and lies, and I worry people believe him. I worry about young men in this country who are lonely, who feel like their self-esteem is in the toilet, and they're drawn to people like Elon Musk and Tucker Carlson and Joe Rogan, who spew bullshit and disinformation. And these young men believe it. It makes them feel good. Boom, 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 thump their fucking chest. And they came out and voted for Trump. We live in a post-truth world. Laura Ives, I'm not a poor loser. A poor loser would stand before you or sit. I don't have the energy to stand. I'd sit before you right now, a poor loser, Laura, and I would say the election was stolen. Kamala Harris really won. That's what a poor loser says. It was rigged, Laura. It was rigged. This election was rigged against Kamala Harris. That's what a poor loser would say. A poor loser wouldn't concede. A poor loser wouldn't accept the results. I accept the results. The American people spoke. Donald Trump won fair and square. He's my president. He's your president. I worry that people don't care. I guess that's eaten me more than almost anything today. I so worry that people don't care about the things they should care about. Like big and small. I have a guy who was one of my best friends. When I ran for Congress, he was one of my best volunteers. He helped get me elected. He and his boys knocked on more doors for me back in the day than probably any other volunteer. He's hardcore MAGA. And so when I turned against Trump 6 years ago, he's no longer my friend. He no longer wants anything to do with me. I'm a sellout. I'm a traitor, whatever. But he came at me after the election and said, "See, man, Trump won. You're fucked, Joe. You were bad. You're on the wrong side, man. You made a wrong move turning against Trump." And then I posted something about, and I believe this, about how Trump lies, and the liar, Trump, beat the elitist, the out of touch elitist. That to me is the story of the election. The very good liar beat the party that's utterly out of touch. And he got pissed at me, my friend did. What do you mean Trump lies? Trump doesn't lie. You're being condescending. He's a working class dude. And he said, you're looking down. You're just like those elitists, Joe. You're looking down at working class dudes like me. And again, what? My whole history. I am a working class dude. Fuck that. But I said, Chris, hold on a minute, Chris. During the campaign, Trump said Haitian migrants are eating cats and dogs. Donald Trump said that over and over. That's a lie. Donald Trump said during the campaign that in America today, you can send your 12-year-old boy to school, and during that day at school, he will get operated on surgically, and that 12-year-old boy will come home surgically as a girl. Trump said that. That's a lie. And so I put these two lies in front of Chris, and I said, Chris, Trump's lying to you right here. Do you agree that these are lies? Does it bother you that he lies to you like this? And Chris responded, those aren't lies. Those aren't lies. And there you go again, Joe, looking down on me. And I said, Chris, those are lies. Haitian migrants aren't eating people's pets. Nowhere in America today can a 10 or a 12-year-old boy go to school, undergo a surgical procedure in one day, and come home as a 10 to 12-year-old girl. And oh, by the way, the parents don't know anything about it. That's a lie. I so worry because Chris is a good guy. He may never want anything to do with me ever again. I'm sure he doesn't, but he's a good guy. But he bought into those lies instead of saying, yeah, Trump lied to me, Joe. But he was making a broader point that immigration's a real problem in America. And this transgender shit, Joe, it's gone out of control. Yeah, Trump's lying about the surgical procedures in a day and all that. But like, it would be one thing if Chris said that. If he cared enough to not want to be lied to. I worry that what's important What should be important to the American people no longer is. I'll never let go of it. Donald Trump tried to overthrow an American election. Clearly, this Tuesday, the American people said they don't care about that. How can you not care about a president losing an election and then committing crimes to try to overthrow it? I so worry. We're in a world now where something like that doesn't matter. I worry that Democrats are never going to understand what just happened. I worry about how we're all going to react living in this post-truth world. We go to our bubbles to get information. We listen to Joe Rogan. We listen to Tucker Carlson. We listen to Rachel Maddow. We go to our own websites and our own talkers, and they know who their audience is, and they purposely spew bullshit at you because they know what you want to believe. And so you buy it on all sides, left and right. We all do it. We buy the bullshit that these people throw at us because that's how they keep and grow their audience. And so we're living in a post-truth world. None of us are on the same playing field of basic facts and truth anymore. I worry that some really, really bad shit is happening right in front of our eyes in slow motion. And we don't even see it. And people don't care. This thing called the social contract, it's all about Americans becoming more tolerant of each other, of the differences, becoming more respectful of each other, being engaged, and staying informed. I really worry that most people have zero interest in being informed anymore, have zero interest in adhering to basic truths. I worry that, again, on all sides, MAGA and the left, most Americans are comfortable being lied to because we all have our safe spaces, the things we want to believe. And so every day and night, when we tune into stuff, we purposely tune into sources that will affirm what we believe, even if it means lying to us. So you'll follow Elon Musk and he'll talk about Haitian migrants eating pets, which is a lie, but you want to believe it. You want to believe Haitian migrants are eating people's pets. So when Elon Musk or Donald Trump or Tucker Carlson says it, that affirms what you want to believe. And man, Democrats, you got your butt spanked. You got your butt spanked on Tuesday. And you want to believe it's not your fault. It's nothing the Democratic Party did wrong. No, it's got to be because MAGA is just a bunch of racists and just a bunch of bigots. Joe, that's got to be the answer you're telling yourself, Democrats. It can't be anything we did. And so you purposely go onto Twitter or you go to your media sources who will tell you the same. The reason Kamala Harris lost is because white supremacy still rules in America. Racist, bigoted America, you want to believe, is not ready to elect a black woman, a biracial woman. So you go to people to get your news who will tell you that you lost because America is still a racist, bigoted place, because MAGA is all based on racism. That's not true. I come from MAGA. That's not true. Racism is a part, it's a small part. But you believe that lie because, my Democratic friends, you want to believe that lie because you don't want to look inside yourself and understand what the Democratic Party has done wrong to enable America to elect a thoroughly horrible human being. And so when I'm out there preaching, as I was well before Election Day, and as I've been preaching since the election, that who bears responsibility for electing Donald Trump? Sure, the people who voted for him, Democrats, but Democratic Party, you bear a lot of responsibility too. You've become elitist. You become the party of white progressives, college educated, wealthy white progressives. You, Democratic Party, you got a problem. You look down on working class people. And that's why so many working class people, by the way, Latino and Black, also voted MAGA. Because you didn't listen to them. You looked down on them. You didn't give them anything. But see, I worry because none of us want to hear the stuff that makes us uncomfortable. None of us want to hear, we're afraid. We're afraid to hear things. That's it. That's it. We're afraid to hear things that will challenge what we believe. It's scary. We all got our beliefs, our belief system. I want white Christian America back. I want to be able to say Merry Christmas again. You know what? America is still a racist, bigoted country. Boom, boom, boom. We all have our set of beliefs. We live in our bubbles. And it's a scary ass thing to get out of your bubble and have those beliefs challenged. So most of us don't. We just turn on Fox News or we turn on MSNBC and people tell us, affirm what we believe. And I so worry that this is getting increasingly worse. And I saw it play out in this election, man, on steroids. So many people who voted for Donald Trump voted for him based on outright lies and bullshit. But so many of the people who voted for Trump did not want to even challenge whether those were lies and bullshit. They just accepted them because it affirmed their belief structure. I worry that we put a horrible man in the White House who wants to be a fucking dictator. And I worry that he's going to be. And I worry that he's going to do things that no American president has tried to do. And I worry that his supporters won't care. I worry that he is going to weaponize the federal government to go after his political opponents. There's talk now that Trump is going to demand a loyalty oath of everyone who works for him, a loyalty oath of all the top government bureaucrats in all the departments, in all the executive branch departments. that Trump's going to demand a loyalty oath to him and the Republican Party. That's not America. You make an oath to the Constitution only. I worry that this is the kind of scary shit that's coming down the pike, and that way too many Americans will embrace it, because a lot of Americans who voted for Trump wanted a strongman to do shit like this. They've told me that. And I see the opposition to Trump feckless and weak and scattered and arrogant and soft. And so I can see a dictator in the White House just bulldozing un-American authoritarian shit right through, while half of America is sleeping, half of America is still crying and whining about what just happened, and the other part of America is rejoicing. I apologize. I think I need a rest. Just a couple days. I don't have a real happy outlook right now. I worry for our country. I accept the results of the election. He is the president. I wish him well. I can't say that. I wish and hope and pray he does no harm to this country I love. That's what I wish for. That's what I hope and pray for. We have a country of people at each other's throats. It's going to get worse. MAGA will not be good winners. Based on everything I've seen the last 3 or 4 days, MAGA is going to be shitty, classless winners. That's too bad. And Democrats right now, good people, they don't know what they're going to do. They need a kick in the ass. The Democratic Party needs a kick in the ass. MAGA needs to learn how to spell humility. MAGA needs to understand what humility is, but they won't. Too much of MAGA has no interest in humility. They will do what their leader says, and their leader is all about revenge. I worry for my country. My hope and prayer for the American people, all the American people, is that we all pause right now, take a tactical pause right now, and think long and hard about whether we want this country so divided, because it's going to get worse. It was going to get worse no matter who won. But think, America, because we're at a point where there may be no walking this thing back. We may have passed the point where we can never, ever unite again. I want you to think long and hard, America, about whether we have passed that point, or if we haven't gotten to that point yet where we can never, ever, ever put it back in the bottle and we can never, ever unite again. And I want you to think, all of you, Democrats and MAGA, do you want this experiment in democracy to end? Do you want this country to break up? My hope is you don't, all of us. My hope is we don't. My warning is we're almost there. My warning is it might have already come and gone. We might have passed the point of no return. And then what does that look like? And we have a dearth of political leaders who can speak to this. We have a dearth of political leaders who can unify this country. And don't tell me Donald Trump, because Donald Trump cannot, will not, has no interest in unifying this country. Donald Trump, to his credit, this is why he won. He's a divisive force. Trump is all about dividing. I don't see a voice out there, a political voice out there who is about uniting. I don't. Have a good weekend, everybody. Thank you for listening. My email, joewalshwhiteflag@gmail.com. Joe Walsh, white flag, all one word, Joe Walsh, white flag, one word, @gmail.com. Again, I apologize. I do, because I didn't mean to come into this like this dark today. But I can't tell a lie. I am beyond worried for my country, for your country. Have a good weekend. Relax. Get some rest. Walk the dog. Read a book. Watch a good old movie. Spend time with your family and friends. I'm going to try to do the same. Love you. Thank you. Be brave.
Remember to listen, share, and follow The Social Contract with Joe Walsh on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere great podcasts are found. And be sure to leave a 5-star review. This has been The Social Contract with Joe Walsh.